The word consecration, to be wholly consecrated to the will and the purpose of God. To have no will of your own. My purpose has to line up with His eternal purpose. That I am going to trust Him with everything I am and that all that I have. This is what must cause the jealousy of God to stir. We move Him to jealousy when we are afraid. We're afraid to go all the way in faith. We're afraid to commit, totally resign and commit ourselves to the will of God. That's consecration. When you say, I really don't care about my career, I don't care about my future, I don't care about anything but to give my life wholly into His hands and to fully trust Him. That is worship. That is the highest form of worship, to trust your life, to trust your will into His care. And then the Bible said if you do, there's a full reward. A full reward. Remember what Boaz said to Ruth? He said, a full reward shall be given to thee of God, of the God of Israel, under whose wings you have come to trust. And the Holy Spirit began to speak so very clearly. Let me share with you what I believe is the heart of this. God's jealousy has to do with His honor. It has to do with His honor. When God closed up the Red Sea, He said, now I'm going to bury them all in the sea, and I'm going to get honor before all the heathen. All of the Egyptians are going to know. The whole world is going to know. My people are going to know. I'm going to honor myself right now by making my deliverance final. David said, Lord, I have loved the habitation of thy house and the place where thine honor dwelleth. He said, in other words, the house of God should be a place where God is truly honored. The church is a place that protects His honor. Oh Lord, thou art very great. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty. And the Bible said, Jeremiah 33:9, that we as the church are be to Him a name, a joy, a praise, and an honor before all the nations. An honor before all the wicked, before all the heathen. We have a people today, in fact we have a church today, that is dishonoring the Lord before the eyes of the whole world. We've dishonored Him by walking in fear. We dishonor Him by complaining in front of the wicked. We dishonor Him by making God seem powerless. It's a dishonor to His name. When on the job you murmur and complain, boast that you have Christ in your heart, that He's all-sufficient. You try to get them to come to your all-sufficient Christ. And they hear you murmur, they hear you complain, they see you down in the dumps, they see you walking in despair. You're dishonoring His name. And that brings the jealousy of God, brings forth the jealousy of God. It has to do with honoring His name. This is from Malachi. You say, the Lord be magnified. In other words, you praise me. God be praised. God be magnified. Now a son honors his father, and the servant honors his master. If then I be your father, where's my honor? Where's my fear? And God said, the problem is this people draw near to me with their mouth, and with their lips they do honor me, but they've removed their heart far from me. But the real honor that we give God in the church of Jesus Christ is that there's no mixture in us. It's not half the world and half consecration. It's that we're fully consecrated, and that everybody around you can say they take note that you've been with Jesus. You have been with the Lord. You're His. And that your testimony is not just words, but it's deeds. That when sorrow or tribulation or tragedy strikes in your home, you don't come apart. You don't fall apart. You don't go to your ungodly friends and unburden your bosom about how hard things are. You go to the secret closet and you unbosom your heart to Jesus, so that when you face the wicked out there, you can come with the peace and the calm and the quiet, and you can stand in front of the whole world and say, I want you to serve Jesus because I proved He lives. I proved in my life and in my body. What do you like on the job? What do you like every day in front of your workers, in front of your co-workers, in front of everybody around you? What kind of testimony? How much honor are you giving to His name? Do you honor Him? Do they see the joy of the Lord that's supposed to be your strength? Do you gossip? There should be nothing coming out of your lips but that which is in the heart, because what's in your heart will come out your mouth, will come out your lips. If you've been spending time with Jesus, it's just natural. You don't have to be on guard on the job. You shouldn't have to be setting up your guard all the time. It should be natural. It flows out of a relationship of being in love with Jesus. I want everybody that pledged to your heart right now, every one of you, that from now on you don't pick up the telephone, you don't go to somebody else, you don't pick up a book or a tape. When you need help, when you're in a crisis, you go to your room, you bow down, and you talk to Jesus. You go to the Lord from now on.